Namaste. I'm Dr. Robert. And today on 5-ish Minutes with Dr. Robert, my subject is the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. First of all, let me iterate, or for many of you reiterate, that the 3 gunas are part of the Sankhya philosophy, the Sankhya way of describing how the universe has evolved. They emerge from ahankara, which is the principle of self-identification, and they go on to evolve into other things. Rajas doesn't evolve into anything other than activity, which is what rajas means. Sattva evolves into the thinking mind and the 10 sense organs, and tamas evolves into the subtle elements, or tanmatras, and the dense elements, the 5 mahabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, and space. So tamas is always moving in the direction of becoming more fixed, not necessarily more immobile, which is the case when tamas is moving in the direction of earth. But more fixed in whatever is going on. So tamas means inertia. So you can have static inertia, like the earth element, which can just sit for millions of years without moving. Or you can have dynamic inertia, when something very heavy, like a train, is moving down the tracks. Even if you turn off the engine of the train, it will continue moving for hundreds more meters because there is tremendous inertia. There is a lot of mass that has been accelerated, and it takes a lot of time and energy to slow it down. So that's what tamas means. It means inertia, that whatever has been happening continues to happen, sometimes for good, but usually for not so good, because things need to change regularly. Rajas is the principle of change. And why rajas and tamas are regarded as being the doshas of the mind is that if you have too much tamas, you never want to change. And if you have too much rajas, you always want to change. Sattva, sat plus twa is a possessive suffix, in the sense of it indicating that whatever that word is possessed of whatever is before it. And sat means true. So sattva means trueness, or a thing that possesses truth. So sattva means trueness, and that means accurately perceiving what's going on, accurately relating to it, using rajas when necessary, using tamas when necessary. And so many people think that tamas is terrible and we should always avoid it, and sattva is great and we should always have more of it. But in fact, one of the Upanishads says very clearly that while the egoism and egotism of tamas is really terrible, and you should never get involved with that, it's much worse if you're egotistic because you think you are very equanimous, because you think you have the truth on your side, because you have too much sattva. If you have too much sattva, they say that egotism is much worse than even having the egotism of too much tamas. So, what is important for the 3 gunas is that they should be in a state of harmony, like everything else in your organism. So we want to have not too much rajas, so we won't change too much, but we will be able to change. Not too much tamas, so we will not be too stable, but we need enough of it to be really stable. If we're too stable, we never change. If we're stable enough, we can actually make a change and maintain stability while that change is going on. And we want enough sattva to be able to tell rajas when to turn on and off, to be able to tell tamas when to be active and inactive, and also sufficient sattva to manage sattva to make sure it doesn't go out of balance also. This is Dr. Robert, wishing everyone equanimity.